Hey everyone, it's me, FancyAlly, with my good Judy Miss.
It's Judy Puss.
And we're here to review episode 7 of Legendary Season 3. I can't believe it's already here, like episode 7. There's only 4 houses left, which we were shook. As we were watching it, we were shook. We were like, oh my goodness, like there's only 4 now? Yeah. But this was like a non-elimination episode, so I guess it didn't really matter. So yeah, this was the fairy tale ball, right? That's why I'm giving very much kind of Snow White, but also mostly Evie from Descendants, because we're huge Descendants fans. My shirt says
Rotten to the core.
Rotten to the core. As you can see, I have like a red lip. I don't want to get too close to the lip because it's a little messy. But can you see my yellow eyeshadow?
Beautiful.
Tried to give a little yellow eyes. And then of course the red classic nails. Stand twice. And then Miss Judy Puss is giving very much Maleficent. Oh, take off those glasses for a second so you could really close your eyes. Close your eyes. You could really see the purple lip and her shirt. Do you want to show your shirt a little bit? This is actually Miss Judy's shirt, and I was like, it works perfect with the look. And show the nails. Show your green nails. Come on. It's not exactly the green color that I wanted, but this is what we got. So we got to work with what we got, right, girl? So like always, we first talk about the judges. What did you think of the judges' looks?
Yeah, Kiki came out. She was giving me a Cinderella vibe.
Oh, really?
The glass slipper.
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't really, with the glass slipper, it was definitely Cinderella, but she wasn't Cinderella. It was like, she's, I guess, the person holding the thing. And that's why I was like, no, like, if you want to do Cinderella, like, be Cinderella. But I think Jamila wanted to be the only princess. Yeah. So Kiki was kind of left being like, I don't know, one of Cinderella's...
A bearer of Cinderella's
glass
slipper.
But I wrote down Afro. She was definitely giving royal, though. Like, it was royal clothing.
Yes.
And then La Roche, she was Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
Yes. Which was pretty self-explanatory. It was a cute, like, kind of unique Prince Charming. It wasn't like some bought off the rack costume, you know what I mean? It was like, it was cute.
Very cute.
Next is Naomi, and she was given very much Puss in Boots, because she is that pussy queen, that Puss. Miss Judy Puss knows a little bit about Puss, right?
That's right. Like
we might go see Puss in Boots movie. I don't know when it comes out. I think sometime this year. So maybe we'll watch. Shout out to Joella Puss. That's where Miss Judy Puss kind of was inspired with the Puss part of her name. Shout out to Joella in Texas. Please be our friend. Next we got Jamila, which I mentioned. She was like a princess, right?
Princess.
What did you think of her gown?
I thought it was a beautiful gown. I liked it.
Yeah, beautiful gowns. It was cute. You know,
yes.
Jamila, you know, I feel like being a princess is kind of easy. You know what I mean? And then who was the guest judge for this week? Miss Judy Puss.
Miss Leslie Jones.
Yes, we love Miss Leslie Jones.
Love Leslie
She is
Jones
just
so
hilarious.
Much. She's so much fun.
She's definitely someone that's like an ally in our community. Like, she enjoys our culture very much. So.
Yeah.
And that look was not disappointing at all. She really went above and beyond. It was very sexy and stuff. I was like, yes, Leslie Jones represent for the big girls.
Leslie Jones with the girls out like that.
I know. I was like, I've never seen her like that. Yes. So yeah, she was giving very much Maleficent, but like very sexy, dark. It was just the wings were everything, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about the highlight. Deshaun.
Deshaun. Yeah, I almost forgot Deshaun, but once I see him, I was like, how could I forget Deshaun? So at first I wrote Peter Pan, but then I was looking at it more, and it kind of gave me more like Robin Hood.
I'm going to say Peter Pan all the way.
But the colors were definitely Peter Pan.
Yeah, and like sword, I said, the feather in his hat.
Yeah, it was very cute. Like I said, he always takes the theme and makes his own, you know what I mean? He gives us his own interpretation, I guess, of the theme.
Yes, he did great. It was a 3-part money ball.
Yes.
Total of $30,000 they could have won.
Yes. You know, split from the different categories. I think the first one was like a production number, and I think that's the one that had to do with twerking, right? They had to incorporate some twerking into it, which is very
shake that ass.
which is very interesting that they decided to add that element again. I think that one was the one that was worth $15,000, right?
Yeah, that was the big one, $15,000.
Yeah. So for that one, the judges, they didn't give their scores. It was like a secret score, but they did give their comments and stuff. And then the next category was the 3 Fab Mice, right?
3 Fab Mice.
For that category, they had to walk synchronized, the 3 of them, as a trio. And then whoever won from that one, the top 2, then they would have to walk in a line, synchronized and stuff. The prize for that one was $10,000. That's actually one of my favorite categories that they have to do every season. It's like kind of become a tradition. I mean, I guess some of the others are traditions too, but this one always just sticks out to me because it's very interesting, and I think it takes a lot of practice to really get it right. You know what I mean? Like one wrong move, you're chopped. One wrong move, you're chopped. Okay. And the last category was Tweetle Stunts, where they had to show a unique move, a unique stunt. And we'll get to that when it gets to that. But the prize for that was $5,000. Let's get on to the first house, which was
The House of Makaveli.
House of Makaveli. And honestly, I'm gonna just start out with, this is my favorite performance of them thus far the whole season. In my opinion, they really did what needed to be done this episode. Which, you know, if you watch my reviews, I've been really harsh on them. The judges have been harsh on them, but this week they really did what needed to be done, I thought. You know what I mean? It may not have been perfect, but like definitely it's been one of their best ones. You know what I mean?
Their theme was Alice in Wonderland, which is fun. One thing I noticed this season is they started to incorporate a lot of props into their performances.
Oh, that's
and this
true,
one had
yeah.
a huge table on the stage. They had teacups on both ends, not just teacups, but
Yeah, and that
huge
really
teacups.
helped just sell whatever they were trying to tell us, the story.
It sold the
you know what I
story.
mean?
Yes.
And it kind of takes the performance to another level, like, you know what I mean, like a grandness or something. We're practicing a lot, which I'm glad they did. I think it paid off, all the practicing. In every house, there was one shaking ass specialist, and in this house, it was Raja.
It was Raja.
Oh my god. So one thing that they mentioned was Raja. She mentioned how she works with people with disabilities. And when she said that, I was shook because I also do that for a living. I've been doing that for a couple months. It's pretty, you know, it has its pros and its cons. But honestly, the individuals aren't even the worst part of the job. Like, they actually are one of the things that keeps me going. Like, I look forward to seeing them. You know, you kind of build a connection with them. If anything, my coworkers are the reason why I don't like my job. One in particular.
Did you do God's work?
But we already handled that, didn't we?
Yes.
Like, I'm supposed to be the nice one, but yes, girl, I did what needed to be done. Karma's a bitch. So that was cool that me and Raja, you know, we kind of in the same field, and I was like, yes, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, I do that job, but I also do these videos, you know what I mean? Like, your job is not everything. Like, it does not define who you are, you know what I mean? Like, you could still have hobbies, you could still do whatever you want when you're not clocked in, you know what I mean? And I will, bitch.
That's right.
So yeah, Alice in Wonderland, I wrote down their acting. They were really selling the story with their acting, which I think, you know, added to it. And, you know, I think maybe that's something that was missing from their past performances.
To be honest, I thought it was kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there was some, as I spoke of, I thought the scenery was great, the costumes were beautiful.
Yeah.
But the performance I found lacking, in my opinion.
Okay, well, you know, it's Makaveli. Like, shade. No, but what's it called? Like I said, I think it's better than their past performances. But, you know, compared to some of the other houses, obviously, spoiler alert, they ended up being 4th place overall in this category. But like I said, I think all the houses pretty much brought it, I think. Now that I think about it, I find it kind of shocking that they were 4th place when the judges were really kind of, what's it called, praising them a little bit.
Yes.
They did the twerking on the table. I would say definitely compared to some of the other teams, I think the twerking was maybe last place in terms of all the teams. Like, they could have done more with the twerking.
And Kiki liked it.
She said, like, it looks like you guys are enjoying yourselves. You guys are being creative.
Naomi liked it as well.
Right? Naomi was like, y'all are in the building. And that she was proud of them. What about
Yes.
Law?
LaRoche, he liked it as well.
I didn't really write much for LaRoche. Or maybe I did write something, but I don't understand my handwriting. So next is Jamila. What did Jamila say?
Jamila was the only one that really had criticism. She liked, of course, she started positive, she liked the performance, but then she said it could have been a lot cleaner with some of the
Yes.
elements, which obviously I agree.
And then she's like, oh, now you guys feel like you guys are really in this competition.
Yes,
You know
welcome
what
to
I mean?
Legendary.
And Leslie, she said it was dope.
Yes.
She was like, y'all, I don't know exact quote, but she was like, y'all are twerking in Compton or something, right? Remember?
Yes.
No, she was like, oh, you're making Alice in Wonderland twerking in Compton. And then all I wrote was it's about time, because I feel like they really, you know, whatever energy that they have, like during the final 2 battles, I feel like they brought a little bit of that here. You could tell they really practiced. They were really trying their best, because one of their like excuses every time is like, this is our best, this is our best. No, this was
Yes.
your best. Like, this seems like
They did step it up.
yeah. So even though they were imperfect, like, it's definitely a step up for Makaveli. So good for y'all. And you know, nobody went home this episode, so good for y'all. So that was our opinions. Before we go to the next house, we obviously have to ask our girls what their opinion is. And first, we got Miss Bellatrix. Hey, bitches. I told y'all, you know, I'm voting for Makaveli because I love the underdog. And yeah, they are low-key the villains of the season. Well, guess what? I'm a villain too. I killed some people. I'm Bellatrix Strange, bitch. Look at my green tracks. I don't give a fuck. But I feel like Makaveli did what needed to be done this episode. I'm so proud of them. You know, Makaveli, they're not perfect, but you know what? When it comes down to the final challenge, they always bring it. So I'm just happy that they finally got some recognition this time around. I believe in y'all. Even if my sisters don't believe in y'all, even if FancyAlly and Miss Judy Puss, I don't know if they believe in y'all, but I do. Okay, so I'm sticking with y'all to the end. Let's see if y'all make it. Bye. It was a great week for Makaveli. House of Makaveli. Bye. Thank you so much, Bellatrix, for your opinion. Now let's go on to the next house, which is
It's a Revlon.
House of Revlon. They choose Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your hair, bitch.
Rapunzel.
So yeah, I thought it was very interesting that they chose Rapunzel. You know, I thought it was a really good fairy tale to choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Gigi is doing the element of shake your ass,
Twerking, girl. Oh my god.
Their performance started with the big towel.
Oh.
With the hair hanging down, and I thought it was real cute.
Oh no, she was like, she was tired of the tower. She's like, I'm tired of the tower. I want to live my life. I want to be. So they started off very funny, and obviously she let down her hair, and then three of the other house members were like, come on, girl. And then they're like, we don't even like girls.
Yeah, we don't even like girls.
And then they went in, and I was like, yes.
Yes.
Oh, happy Pride Month, everyone. I know by the time you watch this one, there's like two other reviews that we're going to post in June. But this is the first actual review that we're filming in June because, you know, we usually film it as soon as we watch the episode. But it takes it's a bitch to edit all this shit, okay? And plus having a job and shit, girl. But yes, but happy Pride Month, bitches.
Yeah, first off, I thought the set, again, was very impressive. One of them rode in on a big unicorn horse. And probably the best highlight of the whole night came in his performance. When he all jump roped with Rapunzel's hair.
Yes, I thought that was a great,
that was so much fun.
Creative choice to do.
Yes.
She was holding her own. Like, yeah, they were jump roping with her hair, but she was still voguing the house down. One of the judges said that.
Naomi, I really liked the performance. It was very high energy, which I completely agree. I mean, I really liked the performance. I just didn't want it to end. I wanted to see more.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. When it ended, I was like, no, more.
I think she said that they definitely delivered the challenge. And then she said, y'all were giving Banji, yes. And then Miss Leslie Jones. Leslie was like, oh my God, what's Banji? And she's like, Banji's like ghetto, but you know, blah, blah, blah. And then Leslie was like, well, Banji then, Banji. So yeah, Leslie, she was like, Turk, what your mama gave ya. Jamila was like, this is why I'm a bitch to some of the other freaking teams, the other houses, because you guys always deliver. But she's like, it was very elegant, imaginative. Kiki thought it was wonderful. She did mention one delayed movement, so they weren't perfect. Kiki was like the only one that got a little technical.
Kiki's getting real picky. You know,
yeah, like she's being like, I think because especially when the other houses are very nice, she's always like the one that has to pick something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Boss said they did what needed to be done.
You know, obviously he doesn't say that for everyone, so like the fact that he said that, like he probably gave them a 10 and stuff. Now let's hear what Bella has to say. Hey y'all, I'm Bella, bitch. I'm the original. Yeah, I love that House of Revlon. They slayed, you know, they gave Rapunzel. My hair is pretty short, but you know what? My original hair was long, but then one of my sisters took away from me. I don't give a fuck. I still slay this little bob. Little bob! I'm so happy House of Revlon, they slayed. They even inserted a little French in the beginning. I was like, yes, French bitches. You guys delivered. You guys did what needed to be done. LaRoche said, I'm happy y'all are still there. Excuse my head moving. I have arthritis, okay? I'm an old bitch. But yeah, I love y'all. Period. Y'all did what needed to be done. Period. Amen. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bella. Bella has arthritis. She's like I said, she's the oldest of the girls. So, you know, she's a little rusty and stuff. But you know what? She has a right to her opinion as well. It doesn't matter how old you are. Right, girl?
That's right. She likes cats.
So next is the House of Juicy Couture.
Yeah, Juicy Couture. Once we saw that, we got excited.
Yes, because Juicy Couture, like I said, they've been one of the best the whole season. They've won the Superior House 3 times this season, more than any house, I'm pretty sure. Which fairy tale did they choose?
The Little Red Riding, but there's a twist. Little Red Riding
In the Hood. Which I love that little twist. This is why I love Juicy Couture. They just know how to add that extra flavor. Of course, Kamaya was going to do the twerking part, as she should. But I just loved how, when in the beginning of the performance, she was like, oh, little Miss Radica, you need to go to the bodega and get some what?
Some Lucy's and some cookies.
Some Lucy's and some cookies. What's it called? But yes. So basically, it was a very high energy performance, right?
It was very good. It was a lot of fun to watch. As always, Juicy Couture. I mean, I think they set their bar up so high that it's tough. I mean, they're definitely the ones to beat.
But I wrote down that there was like a somersault Little Miss Riding Hood. I think before she really joined the rest of her house, she did like a somersault. Is that what it called?
Yeah, she did like this backflip thing.
Yeah, backflip, like a whole thing. And I was like, yes, girl, come on. I think one of the judges mentioned they were very athletic, theatrical. But I did mention, I don't know if anyone clocked it, when she did do the somersault or whatever, her necklace came off. But I don't think anybody really clocked it. No. But I did. But you know what? It just shows how hard they were going, you know what I mean? But yeah, the grandma was the wolf, of course, just like the story. But the gag was, the grandma's the one that did the twerking, which I was like, yes, come on, grandma.
The big butt shaking.
Yes, she really was twerking for real. Like, she might have been the best twerker of the night, you know what I mean? And she's like, you're not my grandma, bitch.
Yeah, my grandma.
And then the wolves ate Little Miss Riding Hood, just like in the fairy tale, I think.
I thought the performance was good, but compared to some of their others, probably.
True, but I overall liked it. What's it called? I wrote down some of the people backstage were being a little shady and stuff.
Bruce said it was a stellar performance.
Yes.
Stellar.
And he mentioned Brooklyn was giving very much 90s dance hall queen. And she was like, Brooklyn, you're special, you're a star, you know what I mean?
Jamila really liked it.
This is the house that Jamila was like, oh, when I was getting ready for the night, whenever I get ready for Legendary, I think of you guys and how excited I am to see what y'all deliver. And I'm sure, Jamila, she's not excited for all the other houses. So yes, shout out to Juicy Couture. They always get their flowers, as they should. Yes. I don't know if it was her, but one of the judges was like, oh, they're the Kiki house. So y'all, you would think that you guys would be learning from everyone else, but y'all are really showing everybody what needs to be done, like what ballroom is. And that's what I'm saying. They have that authenticity. And maybe because they're a Kiki house and they're not as known as some of the other ones, I feel like they feel that like fire to really prove themselves, to really, you know what I mean? Like, no offense. I mean, it's not really shady, but like, I was actually showing Miss Judy Puss some of the videos of like Lyomi back in the day. Because, like I said, she's a judge now, but we don't really get to see her vogue as much. So like back in the day, she was just voguing the house down because it's like she wasn't the big name that we know now. You know what I mean? I feel like once you've made it, you don't really give as much of, you don't really go as hard as you used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lyomi is still like obviously super talented and amazing. But back in the day, like, when you're young, when you're trying to prove yourself, when you have all that energy, you just like really go hard, you know what I mean? And so that's what I think Juicy Couture is giving, you know what I mean? Like, they just have all the energy in the world. They just want to, do everything as hard as they can, and that's why I think they're really shining in this competition. Yeah, but Jamila was like, you guys are showing everyone how it's done, you know what I mean?
Leslie was very excited. She really enjoyed the performance.
She's like, this is why people love our community, and like, you know what I mean? She had some references, but I don't know exactly what she was talking about. But she was basically saying, like, you guys are really giving what real ballroom is, and that's what we always say every week.
Kiki really liked it. She praised them as well.
Yes, she wrote down consistency. You guys are very consistent, and it's hard to be consistent. I feel like that was a little shade towards the other houses, but it's true. Juicy Couture, every week, even if it's not their best, they're still doing usually better than the other houses.
Yeah, they're always on top.
Yes, it's usually either like an A or B performance, never like a C or D or F. And she was like, the story, you guys really told the story of the Little Red Riding Hood while also, doing the elements and everything else.
Lyomi really loved it as well. She didn't have anything negative to say.
Yes. That's all you wrote for Lyomi?
Yes.
You said. Lyomi was like, I'm really looking forward to the world seeing you guys and getting to know y'all. She was very excited for the world to be introduced to Juicy Couture. Y'all were giving Femme Queen realness, and then backstage, the House of Juicy Couture was like, bitch better have my money. Which we'll get into if they won this category or not. So now that we said our opinion on Juicy Couture, we have our beautiful Miss Babylon. Hey bitches, I'm beautiful, bad, and bougie, just like my Juicy Couture girls. Hey sisters! You guys laid the house down, boots, bitch. Like you guys did what needed to be done, like you always do. Bitch, better have your money because you deserved it. Yes, girls, I am so proud to be a fan since day one. You guys continue to deliver. And I'm just so happy that Juicy Couture is in the competition. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I'll ever love another house like you guys. Like you guys are just, I feel like I know y'all. You know what I mean? It's like seeing your friends or your family make it. And I really hope you guys win. And I love you guys. I love you girls so much. Love you, Juicy Couture, every day, all day, period. End of story. Done. All done. Thank you so much, Babylon. We also love Juicy Couture so much. I don't know if I should mention this, but you know, like I've been trying to promote these videos and stuff, and one of the members of House of Light saw one of our videos and they commented. Honestly, it would be like a dream come true if like one of the House of Juicy Couture. Like if I had to pick any house that I wanted to like acknowledge us or something, it's the House of Juicy Couture. So who knows? I'm putting that out in the universe. I hope one of y'all see our videos and just know that we love y'all so much. We think you guys are gonna win, probably, right? Like,
in my opinion.
And like, but even if you guys don't win, like, you guys did what needed to be done, and we love you. But we're rooting for you, and I have faith that you guys are definitely gonna make it in the top at least. Like, you know what I mean? But like, it's like Babylon said, Juicy Couture all day. So next house is
House of
Yoshii Yamamoto.
The theme was going to be Aladdin.
Yes, which we saw Aladdin on Broadway a couple
fun.
Months ago, and we loved it. It was my second time watching it, but honestly, like it's just a beautiful. Like if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend. So I think this was the most Disney out of all of them. But honestly, their costumes, I don't know. We'll get to it.
Yeah, they were gonna have Luce.
Yeah, they were gonna showcase Luce. She was gonna be the
Luce.
twerker of the.
She made a great statement in the beginning. You know, the pre-interview.
Yeah, she said, you know, you could either walk through the garden.
Yeah, or walk through the trash.
Yes, and also she also mentioned that her name Luz means light in Spanish, which I knew that, but I'm glad that she kind of told everyone.
Yes.
But yeah, like that quote, it's just like, you know, some of these contestants are really dropping some little like nice quotes that are just really hitting hard, because that's what I love about ballroom. It's like I could really bond with them. They know the struggle. You know what I mean? Like the struggle is real, and just the fact that she's like, yeah, like the struggle is real, but like you could still choose to think positive, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but like I always try to think positive, but sometimes even I struggle. But that just made me love her even more that she said that. You know what I mean?
That's a good statement.
Yes. What happened?
Luce sprained her ankle.
Unfortunately. And I hated it. It's like they were giving her this moment. I was so excited. I was like, yes, I can't wait to see her twerk. And then she freaking sprained her ankle. Like I had to pause. I was like, wait, what's going on? Where is she? Also, obviously Jafar was part of the performance, which one of our favorite musicals is one called Twisted.
Yes.
That was done by this YouTube house named Star Kid. They also made the Harry Potter musical series, which we also love. So the fact that they did Aladdin, I was like, yes, Jafar is there, the bird, the tiger. Honestly, the tiger, like I get it. Like I'm pretty sure Luce was gonna be Jasmine, but I forgot who it was. Somebody, they were basically, their costume was like half Jasmine, half Aladdin.
Yes.
But to be honest, like it didn't really, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they tried their best, but to be honest, I think they should have scratched the tiger and made Jasmine or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, but they, you know, they tried their best without her.
I thought it was hard to watch.
Really? Why?
I don't know, it just wasn't very, it didn't flow for me.
Yeah, I did write, they were giving a lot of dips, and it was like very hard, like hard dip, hard dip, hard dip. They brought it, but like, I don't know. I feel like it was a little off because Luce wasn't there. The judges said they still did good even without her, but like the whole time I was just like, I know that they were planning something else. I thought the twerk was cute. I think it was like Naomi said, that like they were doing different levels of twerking, but for me, like when I hear twerking, like I want to see what Juicy Couture did, like really twerk. But like they were kind of doing like some slow twerking, some sexual twerking, sensual, but like to me, like if I hear twerking, I want to see like some real twerking.
Yeah, you give it an element to do, just.
Yes, that's like your catchphrase. Yeah.
You give it something to do, 100% do it.
No, someone backstage said it. They weren't bad at all, but they've done better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've seen them do better. Jamila really liked the performance.
She said that the elements were executed. Oh, she said, like, you know, every once in a while she could see that they were reminding themselves to smile, which she enjoyed. And she really wanted to see Luce twerk, which I wanted to too. Like, I feel like I was so sad that that happened.
And Leslie liked it. She really enjoyed Goldie's boobs. Golden's boobs.
Yes, she wrote, Golden, you look beautiful.
Yes.
You blue bitch. Yes, Golden, right?
Yes.
Golden, like, yeah, like, I think they're, usually they don't present in drag, but they really look beautiful in drag. And even some of the people backstage, which are usually very shady, they were like, yes, Golden is really giving just drag beautifulness. You know what I mean?
Totally.
She was dressed as a genie. That's why she was blue.
Yes. Kiki thought it was wonderful. Thought it was a wonderful performance.
I don't know. She definitely felt like they missed Luce.
Naomi really loved the performance as well.
She wrote down, it was, for me, it was very clean. She said the genie carried. Brooklyn, wait, no, Golden carried as the genie. Actually, for Kiki, what I wrote was like, because she was giving them like a decent feedback, but I was like, she probably gonna give them an 8 or something. You know what I mean? What about Law?
Yeah, Law said it was sickening.
Oh yeah, sickening. I wrote down sickening.
Yes.
She wrote down Golden giving Smurfette if Smurfette was a bad bitch. And they were, oh my god, who was it? Was it all of them or someone? No, Jafar was giving Femme Queen trade because they were like, oh, it's very androgynous. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and then Law also mentioned that somebody did the 360 and said it was flawless, and even Naomi was like, yes.
Yes.
And like we were both like, oh my god, like when it was a 360 week, everybody was struggling, and now somebody just like threw it in there and was perfect.
It was perfect.
Maybe they were one of the houses that did it badly and they're trying to redeem themselves and stuff. So that was our opinion on Yoshii Yamamoto. And now we have Miss Belinda giving her opinion. Hey everyone, it's me Belinda, bitches. You guys thought I wasn't gonna say my 2 cents? Bitch, I always do, whether y'all like it or not. So shout out to House of Yoshii Yamamoto. You guys brought it to the runway. Like, Luce, oh my god, my Latin sister. I really wanted to see you twerk, girl. I know you were gonna shake that fat ass. You got a nice, juicy fat ass. Oh shit, sorry. Sorry, I swing both ways. Hey, girl. But anyways, so Luce, shout out to you. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. House of Yoshii Yamamoto. You guys did what needed to be done. You guys did the best you could. You know, considering the circumstances, but you know, Aladdin is one of my favorite musicals, shows, Broadway, movies, whatever. One of my favorite fairy tales. You know, I would be a great Jasmine. Look at my tan skin, and I already got a ponytail. Doesn't she rock a ponytail at some point? I don't know. But yeah, bye everyone. I'm so happy Yoshii Yamamoto, you know, slayed even without Luce. See you guys next week. Bye. Thanks, Belinda, girl.
Thanks, Belinda.
Belinda, she's just so fun, right?
She is fun. We love Belinda.
We love Belinda. We love all our girls. The next is the 3 blind mice. No, the 3 fab mice category.
This competition was basically a one-way walk where they had to walk the same steps, make the same moves.
Yeah, synchronized. Like, you know, like clones or something.
Yes.
So yeah, it was 3 members of each house. Whichever 2 houses, you know, did the best in this category, then they were gonna do like a 2-house showdown where they had to walk in a single line formation, which is a lot harder than, you know, just walking side by side. I still said that I missed Luce because she was kind of in the intro showcasing, you know, how it's gonna be done, and I was just like, oh, Luce, I wanted to see you so bad. She's one of my favorites. So, since Juicy won the Supreme House last week, you know, they had a power or special whatever, and they chose for Devo to walk in this category. And long story short, I think they were the one person in their house that was messing up the most. And I was like, is that Devo? I don't know. There was one person in the house of Yamamoto that, you know, just was not doing what needs to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their performance from the second they stepped out was just a mess. Their first step just wasn't.
Like I said, I don't know if it was Devo or not, but one of them from the jump was already messing up, and they were doing like extra, like they were adding like a little more flair, but in this case it was like no, you were doing the most, and that's why you guys lost. You guys got chopped immediately. First house out, chopped. Was a chop.
And even Leslie, who we love, and everyone was, even her face was like during that performance.
Yeah.
She just like had that smirk on her face. She was like, no.
So next is the house of Juicy Couture. Leslie was like, this is how you do it. bitches.
Yeah, as soon as Juicy Couture stepped out, Leslie was up on her feet. Judges were up on their feet. They said, "This is how it's done."
Yes, it definitely looked like they
flawless.
practiced really hard because, like I
Yes.
said, for this category, you really have to. I think that's the biggest thing: practice, have like a whole routine, and you know what I mean. And so Juicy really looked like they practiced the house down. Law was like they ate that. Out of these two houses, who's the one that won? The house of Juicy Couture did what needed to be done, and they won as they should. They practiced, they're polished, they're beautiful, and they won this category. Let's see who the two next houses are that had to compete against each other. So the two next houses that had to compete against each other were the house of
Makaveli,
and the house of
Revlon.
yes.
Makaveli, they messed up from the get-go again.
Yes, in my notes I wrote one of the girls messed up. That's all I wrote for them.
Yeah.
That was all.
Just a mess
What
up.
about the house of Revlon?
I don't think they were. I mean, LaRoche was shouting, "They're not in line. They're not in line." You know, they weren't even. I don't know. Not as good as I was hoping from Revlon.
Yeah, I wrote down they weren't in line. No, the LaRoche said they weren't in line. Basically, when it came down to these two houses, LaRoche was like, I would have chopped the both of y'all, period. But LaRoche had to choose out of the two, even though they were both chops, and he chose Revlon. Yeah, so basically the house of Juicy Couture and Revlon had to compete in
A showdown.
in a single line formation showdown. And basically, long story short, the obvious winners were Juicy Couture. Obviously, they were just so much more polished, put together. They even put a little like extra element to it, like they did little flare spins and stuff, and they were still in sync. So shout out to the house of Juicy Couture. Y'all slay like always, period. Love y'all. So before we get into the next category, I have a little conspiracy to tell y'all.
Oh, what did that do?
I already told Miss Judy this, but basically, I was rewatching that video of Miss Kelly where she was talking about Legendary and how, you know, it's rigged and, you know, they don't pay the performers and some people have contracts for them to stay longer. I don't know. That was for season 2 mostly. I don't know about this season. You know what I mean? Hopefully they fixed all that. But one of the conspiracies she said was last season, I forgot what their name was. It wasn't Yoshii, was it? Or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. They went home last season and everybody they were kind of like the front runner. They were winning everything, and then they went home like before the finale, like a couple episodes before. Everybody was mad. Maybe that's low-key why there's a gag flag now and all that. But anyways, her conspiracy was they won basically everything in the Moneyball last season, and her conspiracy was that because of that they went home because allegedly HBO or whoever runs the show didn't want them to win more money because they already won allegedly too much money, and that's why they went home. So I was telling Miss Judy pissed out because I was like, oh no, like I hope whoever wins this ball and wins all that, I hope they don't get kicked out just because they won money. So
Yeah.
we'll see, like if whoever wins a lot in the ball this time, if they get home, the conspiracy could be true, right, Miss Judy Puss?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we're fearful because we like some of the houses, and
Yeah,
we don't
and
wanna
I
see
don't
them
think
go
that's
just for
really fair.
technicalities like
That's
that.
not how it is in real ballroom culture. But yeah, so let's move on to the next category, which was
Tweetle, Deedle, Stunt. No.
Tweetle D and Tweetle,
Tweetle
Stunts.
Yeah, they have to feature a special, unique stunt element
Yes.
in their performance. So basically, 2 of them will come out. They'll do some elements, and then they'll incorporate a special, unique stunt
That they created,
they
basically.
created. Yes,
First up was the House of Yamamoto.
I thought they were great when they came out. Their stunt was this really cool back-to-back kind of flipping thing that.
Yes, they were voguing the house down. I think they were one of the best voguers, I think. Like with the voguing stuff, I was like, I cared more about, I don't know. I feel like that was better than their actual stunt. You know what I mean? Like they were just really serving. Like, you know what I mean? I think for Yamamoto was Linda and Golden. And next was House of Makaveli.
They came out great. They started out, they were voguing just great. Their stunt was like this body-to-body cartwheel thing that was pretty unique. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yes,
It was almost
definitely.
like a dance.
And for this one, I wrote Goldie. I don't know who else was in it. But honestly, in my opinion, for me, I kind of thought their voguing, especially compared to the first house, was a little sloppy. But their trick was good. Their stunt. So announcing who won this one is Miss Brittany Bitch, because she was rooting for another house that got eliminated. So let's give her a little moment to shine. It's Brittany Bitch. The house that won this battle was Yamamoto. Yes, Yamamoto, y'all slayed the house down boots. Y'all did what needed to be done in this round. Moving on, the next two houses that went head to head were the house
of Revlon
and the house of
Juicy Couture.
Yes. First up was Revlon.
Yeah, Revlon I thought was great. Their element, they did multiple stunts actually.
Yes, very much. And I wrote down, I think it was Vinny and the father Kobe. Those were the two that were representing the house of Revlon. And I just wrote stunt after stunt. Like, I wasn't even sure which stunt was like the unique one, because they just threw in a lot of stunts.
Yeah, they were each unique. Yes.
What?
I thought all the stunts were unique.
Yeah, from start to finish, it was stunt after stunt.
Yeah.
Next up is House of Juicy Couture.
House of Juicy Couture, I was a little upset.
Oh, really? Why?
I was upset.
Why?
It just seemed, very sloppy to me.
Yeah.
Their special, unique stunt was like walking on their hands or something. It was.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stunt was okay, but I think one of the other houses did a similar stunt, but this one they were walking on their hands.
Yes.
The other one were basically in the same position, but they did something else. You know what I mean? So, and honestly, I think the other moved that was kind of looking similar was better than this one, right?
Yes, I agree. Plus, we expect so much out of how a Juicy Couture.
Yeah. For this one, I think it was Brooklyn and Father Day Day representing the house of Juicy Couture. So when it came down to the house of Revlon and BTW, don't mind my lip or whatever. I had a little accident when I was doing my makeup, but it is what it is. Just focus on what I have to say. But basically, when it came down to Revlon against Juicy Couture, it was ended up being a freaking tie, because I don't know. Long story short, it was a tie. And Leslie had to be the tiebreaker, and she did what needed to be done, and she voted for Revlon to win this round. On to the next one. So now it was down to Revlon versus Yamamoto. And this time they had to come up with another new stunt, which I was like, damn. So all the houses basically had to come up with two stunts just in case that they won the first round.
Yes.
So I was like, damn, another stunt? Damn. Honestly, I would probably struggle to just come up with one stunt, you know what I mean? So basically,
yeah, Yamamoto, I didn't see any stunt. Did you see any stunt?
I don't think I did, because I didn't write any stunt.
Yeah,
and then Law was like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And House of Revlon on the other end did two stunts.
They did?
Yeah.
The House of Revlon, again, they were doing, I think, multiple stunts throughout it. And also, they were kind of doing like a little breakdancing type thing.
Yes, that's really cool.
Yeah. So basically, when it came down to Yamamoto and Revlon, Yamamoto were fucking terrible, like LaRoche said. And then Revlon, they did stunt after stunt. But at the end of the day, Law was like basically... Law was the break.
Yes.
So basically, it was another tie, and this time Law was the tiebreaker. And he was like, to be honest, y'all were both chops, but if I have to choose, Revlon, your wardrobe was better, so shout out to y'all win. And they won $5,000 because their wardrobe was better.
Amazing.
So yeah, but honestly, even though like that was a little shady that he gave it to them because their wardrobe was better, I think, like I said, they were doing stunt after stunt. They were really just kind of, that was the category, stunts, and they really gave, I think, above and beyond. Even if their second stunt wasn't as good as their first, like, I think they rightfully so won this category.
Absolutely. You need
so
sense.
Congratulations, House of Revlon, for winning $5,000. I think last was the Superior House category, which is like the biggest one, which was $15,000, right?
Yes, $15,000, and this is basically ties in the first element performances that they had to do.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm pretty sure that's the main thing, was just the whole first category. The twerking one with the whole fairy tale thing. In fourth place,
with the score of 40.
was the house of
Makaveli.
which I'm kind of sad because, like I said, I pretty thought it was a pretty good night for them, but obviously they didn't go home. Nobody went home this episode, but to see them in fourth, I don't know. Like I said, they did good, but I guess at this point everybody's doing good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So in third place.
In third place with a score of 43
was the house of
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto, which, like I said, the competition is getting really tough. So let's see who was the top two of the week. In second place.
In second place with a score of 47
was the house of
Juicy Couture.
Which, you know, like, they're one of my favorite houses, and they did win. Which one was it? They won the 3 Blind Mice, so they won $10,000. But they did not win the Superior House Trophy. The Superior House Trophy winner in first place.
Yeah, with a score of 49
was the house of
Revlon.
And you know what? Shout out to Revlon. Y'all did what needed to be done this week. You guys won the whole ball, basically. And you guys also won the stunts category. So they won. So it was 15,000 plus 5,000.
Total of $20,000.
$20,000 to the House of Revlon. So shout out to y'all. Y'all did what needed to be done. The French bitches won. I think, I don't know, is this their first Superior House? I think it might be.
I believe it is.
So congratulations. Let's just hope that the conspiracy theory is not true and you guys don't get sent home for winning $20,000 because that would suck for y'all. But I'm really looking forward to next week. I think, did they say it's like something to do with water?
Yeah, it's going to be that. It will be a whale of a good time. It's going to be a beach theme.
Oh, a beach theme. So I don't even know what we're going to do with our makeup and everything, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, so that was our review for this week. So don't forget to like, subscribe, dislike if you want. Please leave a comment. I want to hear your opinions. Like, do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Like, tell us our wigs are bad if you want to. Just tell us something. You know what I mean? Shout out to everyone that has been commenting. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's been commenting, watching, liking, subscribing. And shout out to everyone that's going to. Like, come on, y'all. Like I said, we still got, like, I think 3 more episodes after this. So it's been really fun doing these reviews. We don't know if we're going to, like, you know, once the season's over, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'll continue making videos. Maybe we'll review another show. We never know. But we're enjoying doing this while.
Let's get that 10,000 likes.
Let's get this to 10 likes, yo. You know what I mean? Let's just get the likes going. Actually, the likes, I think, have been actually growing. Like, one of my friends was like, oh, I see your channel slowly by slowly. And that's what I said to Miss Judy Puss before we even started. I was like, slowly, you know, video by video, maybe the views will go up, the likes, dislikes, whatever. At the end of the day, we're doing this for fun. It's our hobby, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just have to do something fun aside from working, you know what I mean? So, yes, so we're looking forward to next week, to the next episode. Stay tuned. Like I said, like, subscribe, share it if you want. You know, even if you, like, know me in real life and you want to tell everyone I'm doing drag reviews, like, do it, girl. Help me out. I go. Stand twice.
Beach.
No.